Hey everybody, Chris Bond21 here, and welcome back to the very last part of the epic Kingdom Hearts Let's Play that we've been doing since the end of May of last year. And here we are already. It is January 2019, and hopefully at the point when this is being uploaded, it should be just days, like literally like maybe 4 or 5 days before Kingdom Hearts 3 is here. So this is the last piece of the puzzle, as it were, to the story. Now, technically, this isn't really a full game, what we're about to play here, which is why you're probably wondering, wait a minute, Chris, if this is a game again, then this is obviously going to take time, and obviously it's going to be a lot of videos. And even though we did Dream Drop Distance in about 18 videos, which was pretty short, considering everything, this is going to be like a 4-episode thing. Because basically what this is, the game we're going to start today, which is Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a Fragmentary Passage, which is a mouthful of a title. But basically what this is kind of an addendum to Birth by Sleep, a sort of what happened to Aqua in the Realm of Darkness at the end of that game. Now, there was a secret episode that I skipped when we did our Birth by Sleep playthrough, and I skipped it because all it really was 2 rooms where you fight some of the Heartless, and then basically the game gives you a boss, and then Aqua sees the Castle of Dreams back there getting taken over by the darkness, and that's where it ended. And it mentioned this thing called Birth by Sleep 0.2, a Fragmentary Passage, but I don't think anybody knew what that meant or like what was going on. Some people thought it meant that Aqua was going to get her own game, and it was going to be a whole game set in the Realm of Darkness, and yes, that's technically what this thing is, but this isn't really a game. What this basically is, and this came out with the 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue Collection, which I believe that came out in 2016, or was it 17? Might have been 2000. Was it 2017? Was it 2007? I think it was 2007. It might have been 2017. Yeah, I think it was 17. Yeah, 2017. Yeah, for some reason it was 16, but yeah, I think it was 2017 when this thing came out. And what this basically is a glorified tech demo for Kingdom Hearts 3. That's basically what this is. The graphics are using the Unreal 4 engine. And the combat is mirrored similarly onto what's going to be used in Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, there are probably some differences between this thing we're going to see and what the final product of Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be like. And that's because they had to change the engine at one point, and I don't know if that impacted this game or what. I doubt it, because it seems like it was pretty far along in development. But this was basically it. This is the final thing. This game takes place at a certain point in the timeline, but there are also scenes that take place at the end of the timeline where we currently are, based on where we ended with Dream Drop Distance. So basically where we left off is that Master Xehanort is back. He's alive and well, and to make matters worse, his Heartless, Ansem, and his Nobody, Xemnas, are also alive and well. His younger self is also involved because time travel was a thing, and what they're basically doing is they're trying to find a few more people to join their 13-member organization, the real organization this time, so that they can all be placed with Xehanort's heart and become the 13 Fragments of Darkness, where Xehanort's offered us a challenge to find the 7 Fragments of Light in order to make a final clash and basically obtain the Keyblade and open up the real Kingdom Hearts. Now, that's obviously all going to be answered in Kingdom Hearts 3, not in this game, but this game does fill in a few more holes involving where Aqua has been during the 10-year gap period, what exactly she's doing, and what exactly happens to her at the end of that, and we'll probably set up where she is in Kingdom Hearts 3. If you've been watching the trailers for Kingdom Hearts 3, then you probably saw that something happened to Aqua along the way, and we're not entirely sure what has happened, but this game will probably give us a little bit more answers, so I'm going to load this up right now. And so yeah, this game is very short. If I played it, actually, I finally 100%ed it a few weeks ago, and I'll explain like what it is. I'll probably do that right now at the off. There's no point in having a separate video for it because it's literally one thing. I completed it 100% a few weeks ago, and I played it on, I think, the easiest setting, and I beat it in, I think, 47 minutes. If I skip all the cutscenes, and I know exactly what I'm doing. It's very, very short. If you skip the cutscenes, even with the cutscenes are only a little over, maybe a little under 2 hours. So it is pretty dang short. But again, it's not supposed to be this big thing. Also, I'm going to skip the intro here because that's just going to play again. So yeah, this is it. So this is basically a glorified teaser for Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, hey, this is what that's going to look like. So we're going to go to show you that this is basically the big end all of the series. I'm going to go to the Theta mode real fast. So hopefully it starts me at the top and it won't spoil anything. So yeah, these are all the cutscenes. There's an opening, which is supposed to hint at, I think, where Kingdom Hearts 3 is going. And then everything else is the other stuff. And I believe if you go to the epilogue, it is literally called 2.9. So it's like we are literally getting as close as we can to friggin' 3. It's like the one number they won't friggin' touch. But yeah, 2.9. It literally, the last epilogue cutscene ends. The next thing is Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, that literally is, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to start. There'll probably be an opening cutscene, and then they're probably literally going to put us where that epilogue ends. There's no real way. So if you go to New Game, it's going to ask me to bring all my data, which I will to make it easier. And I'll take the data from... I think I have to take it from beginner mode? I might have to do it from beginner mode. Maybe. Maybe it's that one. I feel like that's a good one to take. I'm going to play the game in standard mode, just because there's no point in playing this on critical or proud. It's just going to make me more annoying and drag this out a little bit longer. I just want to make this easy and just get through this as quick as possible. This is sort of like just a little teaser to show you guys what Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to look like in terms of the gameplay styles and whatnot, and just to set up the last bit of story elements. So I'm going to do it on standard. And I believe this will check us not into the opening, but it will put us into a cutscene, I believe. Oh. They're all loading time. So yeah, it's a glorified demo, because look at this. There's a friggin' control thing like a demo has, telling you what to do. So trust me, there are other things on what to do for blocking, the different moves that Aqua can use. She has most of her abilities from Birth by Sleep, and she's already a set level when we start, queuing up from where we left her off in that game. So I'm just gonna hit X and see what happens.
The great battle with Xehanort is almost upon us. As you know, we must take action to keep the 7 pure lights safe. We must hasten to assemble the 7 Guardians of Light. It is time to return to our world the 3 Keyblade wielders we lost over a decade ago. Ventus, Terra, and Aqua must be saved from their sad end, for they have more to achieve. Following their first battle with Xehanort, Ventus's heart refused to awaken, and so Aqua found a safe location to conceal him. But when she set off in search of her other missing friend, Terra, she fell to a place from which there is no return without outside help.
I saw her in the realm of darkness.
Could it be?
Okay, so some stuff to explain. I'm going to skip the tutorial stuff because I know how to play the game. So you might want to know why Aqua is wearing a tiara and angel wings. So hold on, let me go to the menu real fast. So there is a wardrobe button. I don't know if this stuff's going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3, if you'll be able to dress up Sora, which would be kind of cool. I'll explain it in a second. Ooh, the lace one's actually looking really nice. I never noticed it looked that good. Hold on. Let's just do default. And okay, she looks normal. Yeah, she's good. Okay, back up. Okay, so real quick, the big thing here in 0.2. Also, love that logo for the world, that dark world thing that popped up. That was really cool. Also, you'll notice the graphics have taken quite a step up because we've gone from the handheld game of the 3DS all the way to the PS4 now. So the ending cutscene where Riku brought Kairi now suddenly looks 700 times better with lighting effects and everything. So, real quick before we get started on our adventure, the big thing with what this game does in terms of its 100% content, there is no platinum trophy for this game because there isn't really enough to do it, are the objectives. What you're given is, you're given 51 things to do in the game, and you get pieces of clothing to dress Aqua up in. I don't know if it's to express customization skills or it's because she's a girl and girls like to play dress up. I hope that's not why they did it, but there's different things to do. So it's like mini achievements, and of course there's a trophy for doing them all, so there's really, you have to do all of them. So this is like to defeat 30 shadows, defeat 45 flutter wings, flame cores, this is different enemies. These are annoying, the leveling up ones, because getting to level 80 is a bit of a pain in the ass, because as we'll see when we get there, there's only, the rooms here are pretty big, like they are in the 3DS thing for Dream Drop Distance, and the only way to respawn enemies is to leave the room and come back, and the highest level enemies that you can fight are in the last area of the game, and if you go all the way to the end, you trigger the final fights, and that's the end of the game, and you have to go back. So it's this huge slog to go back and forth, and it's not that easy to travel around in this one. The counter thing's easy, fire magic, ice magic is all good. I'm trying to think. Midair, that's easy. Yeah, this I had to look up probably. Defeat all of the Heartless in the room. Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, it's easy. Some of these are story related. I'm trying to think which one. Some of them require you to do certain things at certain time. Open all the chests, find memories. Defeat the third. Yeah, these are tough. The Flawless Victory one requires you to beat a battle without taking damage. That one took forever. There's also a secret thing to do with 12 Zodiac symbols, which I'll show off when we get there. Open all the chests, finally remember to use else like defeat Darkseid without taking damage. That was another hard one. And I think that's it. Everything else is pretty easy. And then, of course, it's beat the game on critical mode, which is pretty simple. So you start at level 50. And Aqua doesn't have too many of her moves. She can still do high jump, but she can't like do all the dodge moves. So we're in the Castle of Dreams, but we're not really in the Castle of Dreams. We're in the Dark World. So this world has been taken by the Heartless, which is where the secret episode ended for Birth by Sleep. So that's how it originally ended. Aqua is stuck watching the castle get taken by the darkness. And I believe once we come to this area, we will have our first enemy fights. So I'm going to just talk over this little cutscene because it's not really too big. I'm pretty sure it's just the Heartless showing up.
Why is Cinderella's world here in the darkness?
Already we've got some Heartless to fight. Obviously Aqua didn't deal with the Heartless and doesn't know what they are because the Heartless didn't exist in Birth by Sleep. Just the Unversed were there. Yeah, so the combat system this is basically a preview for what the combat's going to be like in Kingdom Hearts 3. So they've gone back to a standard command gauge like the console versions usually have. So unlike the handheld versions where they sort of allow you customization, this basically forces you back into the attack button. However, there is a change, and we'll see it happen in a minute. Right now they kind of restrict you on things you can do for right now.
There's no time in the realm of darkness. I walk on and on without end. In the realm of light, do days or years pass with each step? I know something has started to go wrong. I must hurry.
So first big change is that now cutscenes just transition right back into gameplay, which is really cool. So you might want to know if like things from Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream of Distance play into this. So in regards to flow motion, it's kind of different this time.
I guess I know which way I'm going.
So now instead of using flow motion to get around, there's going to be things in the area that sparkle, and you can do these context moves. So this is something similar to the flow motion rail grinding, but it's in the area. Chest now open up with the triangle button, which I like. And we're going to keep going down here. So this is obviously some different areas of Cinderella's world that we didn't get to see, the little town area.
I haven't felt my heart stir in a long time. Something about this place. It looks like worse things are stirring.
I do like the transition. I don't think it's going to give me... I think after this fight it will give us most of it. So right now they're just getting you to play around with the simple attack commands, which have gone back to the old system from Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. I feel like the console numbered versions put you in this thing. And Aqua just leveled up. Let me move. Yeah, so in a second we're going to have some fun with some of the extra things they give you, which are going to kind of tie into things that will be in the Kingdom Hearts 3 battle system. It's not everything, but it's a few things. So we won. I forgot, it's not always a cutscene after we win. Alright, so we're going to keep heading off to the castle. And I believe once we reach the next area, there should be a loading screen. Yeah, so there are still loading screens, believe it or not.
I took it for granted. I thought I had nothing in life to lose. Here, too, everyone in this world thought that they were safe. Not just the people, but the dog waiting for his owner. The cat curled up in her nook. So much life. Trees and flowers. There's no deeper sadness than discovering all that you knew was gone. The grief in this place is too much to fathom. It's enough. I can't keep on wishing for the past.
Alright, so we got one thing back. The objective list is now open. And as we continue to Castletown, we'll probably get more of our abilities back. So now I believe we'll start being able to get enemies once we get past this section.
The row collapsed when the clock advanced. If only I made it in time. But there is no time in this place, only the clock. I knew it.
Okay, so now we have our magic commands back. And I'll show you what magic looks like. There's also shortcuts for them. And so this is our first thing for this first area. Basically how this game works is you're going to go to the 3 Princess of Heart worlds from Birth by Sleep. So we're already in the Castle of Dreams. Then we're going to go towards the Dwarven Woodlands, and finally the Enchanted Dominion. And in each area, there's a little thing to solve before you can go to the next one. So for Castle of Dreams, it's this clock thing. So we have to find the 5 gears, and it's pretty easy. I like this one also, the camera zooms in. So I'm going to show you how magic works now in Fragmentary Passage. So things now freeze. You'll see like the Heartless is frozen. And I like that. I don't necessarily know how much that happened in the other Kingdom Hearts games, but the magic now has like effects. Shocking enemies will have like electricity run through them. So you see like that bat's currently flashing light because he's been hit with electricity. So it depends like which things are weak by other things, which is pretty cool. Magic also has a better use, and I'll explain more about that when we move on. Still save points. I don't think the game I don't know if the game auto saves. I think you still have to do this. Still love the combat system, by the way. It's still as amazing as it's always been. The magic moves are also a hell of a lot more powerful. I know that Aqua's technically like level 50, and that's probably why these moves are doing as much damage as they are. But trust me, magic is really slick right now. So I'm gonna freeze him. I'm gonna freeze these guys. And now I can like use like 2 things get hit at once, so it's pretty cool. You can also do, let me see if I can do it. Yeah, you can make these little paths and ride on them with Blizzard, which is pretty cool. So I don't know how much of that's gonna be in the final game, like if there's going to be ways of doing it like with other spells and stuff, but maybe we shall see. Yeah, so I'm just going to, I know where all the gears are, so this isn't going to be very long. There's a boss at the end, sort of, not really a major boss, but there is something ahead. There's no way to check to see how many chests you opened, I think. You just kind of have to find them all. I don't believe there is a thing to look for. And I'm going to just head up here. I'm going to freeze him because he does an annoying move where he'll try to follow you around and flame move you, so I'm going to try to get him out of the way. I don't think I'm going to have to be too concerned with leveling up, at least in standard mode. If I was on any of the other modes, I'd probably have to be careful. Yeah, so now you can do this thing here where if you see these things glowing, you just step near it, Aqua will automatically move over, and all you gotta do is hit the gears once. In a combo them, I forgot. And that'll work. And each time you find a gear, it'll bring the clock back an hour. So 5 gears to move it back to midnight. And then we can move on. So basically, we're going to divide up the playthrough into each world. So we'll do all of the stuff here in Castle of Dreams. Then we'll do Dwarven Woodlands in the next episode. Then Enchanted Dominion. And then we'll do the final area in a final episode. So now we got back Double Flight. If you remember Double Flight from the Neverland world. So the more gears we hit, the more flashbacks Aqua is going to have. The other reason why some of the chests are opened already, or I might not be able to find them, is because I've already played the game numerous times, so I'm using clear data from an earlier save, so I'm not going to be able to see all of the chests. And I'm trying to figure out where the next gear is, I believe. Oh, this is way to the underground path. And she kind of talks about that one. Alright, so I think over here in the corner there's another gear. Yeah, so each time, it's kind of funny that we have to watch the flashbacks from Birth by Sleep because the graphics are so inferior to what we're looking at now. I mean, they're not bad, they're not like terrible or anything, but it's like, it's kind of weird to go from the cartoony stuff of Birth by Sleep, you know, the more exaggerated, cartoonish look, and then to jump back to this more realistic version of how things look. Alright, that's 2, 3 down. We now have the new thing, battle situation. So replacing the style commands sort of from Birth by Sleep, this is what happens now when you do regular attacks. So doing regular attacks will build up that chain gauge that you see in the side over there. And once you get a full gauge, it's similar to the style commands of Birth by Sleep. So once Aqua finishes this off, if you press triangle, you'll get Spell Weaver. So it's another like command style shift like we had in Birth by Sleep. However, there are things now for using the magic spells, because you remember we got into the style gauges by using different attacks. And that's still kind of true here, but now when you use magic, watch what happens. I'll show it off. So the finish move, you get a nice finisher. You can move around with this and let everything die. It's really cool. And overall thing, but I want to try to, I don't want to blow it right now. I want to do it when there's a lot of enemies on screen. So yeah, now if you start doing things that I don't really want to use it right now because I have a funny feeling I'm probably going to kill all these things off real fast. And I know that there's more enemies coming up in a little bit anyway, so I feel like I'll just wait. Let's kill this guy off. Chest over there. Let's grab that real fast. I got it. Ether. The items are pretty good. Also now Aqua automatically jumps over small ledges. You don't have to automatically jump over them. For example, I'm not pressing anything right now. Aqua is doing all that on her own, which is pretty cool. I believe there is another one around the side here. I believe this way. Yeah, there's another guy over here. I'm going to use Blizzard. Weaken him down a little bit, and then pummel into him. Nice. There's the other gear. I think after we kill this one, maybe enemies will show up. I want to try to show you the magic stuff and how cool it is. Because basically, if you use all the magic spells, you're going to get access to like super versions of the magic spells. So if you keep using Blizzard, you'll have like Blizzaga, and it'll be like this huge ice cone that just like freezes everything in the vicinity. And if you use all the thunder spells, it's like a super thunderstorm, and fire is like a big explosion. And so magic's really cool. So now we can do a burst of speed. Let me jump up real fast. Show that off. Nice. Let's try to use it now. There's a couple of enemies here. So when I use thunder, well, it's in Spell Weaver because I hit first. But if I keep using thunder, now I have Dunjaga. Look at this! It just wipes out the screen and the ground is all electrocuted. It's really cool. Bubbles still pop up to collect MP, which is, you know, how it's always been in the series. So cool that we're not really changing that out. I believe the next and last one is up this way. Yeah, so you don't have to jump up these little things anymore. Aqua will automatically jump, and I'm sure that when we get to Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora will control similarly. Also, we're going to see something really cool here in a second when we hit this gear and go back down. Just finish this guy off. Alright, cool. We can now do the air move. Alright, let's finish this one up. And that's going to be it for the episode. A little long episode with the cutscenes, but I believe the next episode will be a little shorter, probably. Alright, so that's it. That should bring the clock back to midnight. Roll back the clock, please. Midnight. Get the last memory. And the bridge is back. No, sorry for those thinking if you're going to go to the castle and we're going to see areas from Birth by Sleep. Not going to happen. And we now get our shot lock abilities back, which are the same way they worked in Birth by Sleep. So now when you go down slopes, look at this. Aqua will automatically slide. Yeah, so there's like environmental animations that they included in here, which is pretty dang cool. Alright, I'm going to use Thunder on these guys because all aerial enemies. Use Dundaga. Look at that! Look at that! Look how cool that is! That is so sick! And who knows how much more they're going to like add to this when we do Kingdom Hearts 3. Because again, this is just like a demo. This is just like a small sample size of what the real game is going to be like. Alright, so we can finally head back to the path. But of course, boss fight. And this is actually, this thing here is basically the teaser from the very first Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer that was ever released. So the very first Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer showed off, and at that time they were using a different engine at the time of that videos thing. But there was a brief tech demo of Sora in Twilight Town fighting this giant wave of Heartless that looked very similar to this, making shapes. And it was basically them showing off how on PS4 there was now the ability to sort of render a whole crap load of Heartless, like a lot of Heartless in one go. Basically what the showdown in Halabastion in Kingdom Hearts 2 was supposed to look like, where they couldn't obviously stick all of those enemies on the screen because it's the PS2, and there's obviously limitations and there's things that they have to play with. But yeah, that's basically what they came up with, is that now they can do all this cool stuff. So I'm going to show you fire. If I keep using Viagra. And again, this is the higher level magic, so I'm sure that when we play as Sora in Kingdom Hearts 3, we're going to start with basic stuff. So big explosion. Really cool. I'm going to show off the shot lock. Shot locks work pretty much the same way they did before, only now you have to line up the button, not to an X button. It's a little bit more immersive, I guess, that way. Prism Rain also, because Prism Rain is the best shot lock Aqua has, because it's rainbow. Duh. And I'm going to try to kill this guy off with Thunder. Yeah, Thunder can have different effects. You can still guard like you could in the other game. I don't really do it all that much, because I'd rather like to pummel. Also, I know I'm on the easy difficulty setting, so this is kind of loads of fun. It is challenging on critical mode. I'm just letting you know that. So if you want to have a hard time with this and you want to have a challenge, it's pretty cool to play on critical. Alright, so I believe that will take us out of Castle of Dreams.
Not even memories are safe from the darkness. What I wouldn't give to really turn back time. To spend one more night beneath the stars with my best friends. I'm doing it again.
Aqua.
It can't be. What are you doing here? You should be in the realm of light. Oh no. Did you not make it out? Don't tell me. Has the realm of light... Why won't you say anything to me? So what are you? A memory among these shadows? Are you here to try and tell me not to lose heart? The world keeps our thoughts alive. But where do the people who lived here go once the world was taken away? At least they're not here, so they haven't fallen to darkness. I'll take what solace I can from that. Another world that was lost to the darkness. Is that... Ven! Ven, what did you come here to tell me? I know I promised to wake you up. I'm sorry. But I have to find a way home before I can help you. I just want you to know that it's been you that keeps my heart strong, keeps the dark away. It's a mirror. What? What just happened? Those mirrors. Maybe they're a clue.
Alright, so this is the second level, but we're going to call it quits here. We're going to take care of this on the next part, because this is the Dwarven Woodland thing with the mirrors, because, of course, we didn't have enough fun with the magic mirror in the Birth by Sleep playthrough, so we have to do it here. So that's basically how this game works. You do a little bit of things in one area, and then you move on to the next. It took me that was about 30 minutes minus the talking stuff at the beginning, so about 30 minutes each. You can tell that this thing's going to be really short. So the next episode we will tackle the Dwarven Woodland section here with the mirror scenes. And I'll talk more about, I think, the special bonus thing you can do here in Fragmentary Passage. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next part.